you organize, folks, let us know. We'll loosen it up a little bit. The reason I'm asking is because supposedly this is going somewhere, right? WHFS. Are we happening? Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Hello, everybody.
Lucky, I guess. And maybe it was something in the air. I never gave it a thought. But just a minute there, I just might have been caught. And in the nick of time, we smiled and I confess that that was a close. I was as lucky, I guess. I thought I had it all arranged. I was just cold and stiff when I met you until you put an end to all my bragging and boasting. And baby, won't you please tell me just what I have to do to stand just half a chance. Change my luck with you. When you know you hold the key to my happiness. Now tell me how did that happen? Just lucky, I guess. Now tell me, how did I let that happen? Just lucky, I guess. Tell me, how did I let that happen? I was just lucky, I guess. And that happened. I was just lucky, I guess. Just lucky, I guess.
Thank you, folks. Nice to be here. Here's a song. Yeah, there it is. I'll holler in it. I'll turn this one down. Better? Turn up the voice. Just like downtown. Well, here's one that we made up for the Caribbean. Remember the Caribbean?
Down to the Banana Republic, down to the tropical sun, come the expatriated Americans, expecting to have some fun. Some of them come for the sailing, drawn by the lure of the sea, to cure the spirit that's ailing from living in the land of the free. Some of them are running from lovers, leaving no forward address. Some of them are running marijuana, some are running from the IRS. Late at night you could see them in the cheap hotels and bars. They are hustling the senoritas while they dance beneath the stars. Spending the renegade pesos on a bottle of rum and a wine, singing give me some words I can dance to, and a melody that rhymes. Once you learn the native custom, a word of Spanish or two, then you find out you can't trust them because they know they can't trust you. Way down in Banana Republic, it is not always as warm as it seems, when none of the natives are buying any second-hand American dreams. All those expatriated Americans are feeling so all alone. They are telling themselves the same lies that they told themselves at home. Late at night you could see them in the cheap hotels and bars. They are hustling the senoritas while they dance beneath the stars. Spending the renegade pesos on a bottle of rum and a wine, singing give me some words I can dance to, and a melody that rhymes. Down to the Banana Republic, down to the tropical sun, come the expatriated Americans, expecting to have some fun. Tell me, how does it feel to be sitting in luxury's lap, where the money tree grows and the champagne's always on tap? Tell me, how does it feel to be breathing that rarefied air, way up in the level where only the devil may care, where those who have and those who have so much have to stand in a line to meet the man with the Midas touch. From the bottom of the valley, they run to the top of the heap, with lots of urban and valley to put the sad winners to sleep.
4, good buddy, whoever the hell you were.
That was
Perfect.
incredible.
Perfect. Oh, folks out there on HFS, we had some interference on the line. Can you imagine people having to listen to this on their radios and go, Martha, what was that? Perfect. Well, if I step on the button, the thing works, huh? See? What a world. Hey, thanks for coming, folks. Here's a song I wrote 9 years ago, just in time for the disco craze. I know how to get in the way of stuff, you know what I mean? Like I got in the way of this hat this morning. This is another thing that you can really see on the radio. I'm going to tell them about the hat now. Good. But I really know how to have a good time.
Would you like to learn to dance? I could show you that. Got a book here with all you need to know. We could draw the Arthur Murray patterns right here on the floor. And all you have to do is follow. Then we'll dance round the room a while. You can lead now if you wanna, I don't mind. There's nothing I wouldn't do to see you smile. Go dancing across your face in perfect time. Dancing across your face, perfect time. Would you like to learn to sing? I could show you that. Here's an old song that's good for a start. You could sing all the high parts if you really try, while I play the tune on this guitar. Then we'll sing for a little while. Let the harmony go ringing in your mind. Sing so much sweeter when you sing with a smile. All the notes come out so sweet and high. All the notes come out so sweet and high. Like to learn to love. Oh, that's something else again. I could show you how to sing and smile and dance. Oh, I have no keys to your heart, and no way I could make you take that chance. So we'll dance round the room again. Sing a tune or two to pass the time. You smile a lot, and if you really want to, we can try a little loving. I don't mind. Try a little loving. I don't mind. I don't mind.
Well, we dedicate this song to all the singles bars in Georgetown. Yeah, what a place. Walking up and down M Street, knocking on the door. Oh, that's Canal Street. Wrong song. Right, all right. Here we go. Oh, tempo. Hey.
Sitting in the corner bar, and they were lying about what wonderful lovers they are, bending each other's ear. They were bending their elbows too, holding their arms apart, just the way that fishermen do. They were singing, you should have seen the one that got away. And you should have seen the one that got away.
There were two old middle-aged girls. They were sitting in the beauty salon, just waiting for the nails to dry. 'Cause they were putting each other on. They were trading their recipes, all of the ways to say 101 night stand with a brand new permanent way. They were singing,
Should have seen the one that got away.
you should have seen the one right away.
Hindsight makes the heart grow fonder. That's what it costs when you run around saying I love you with your fingers crossed. And it's too late to go back now. Oh, that's just about as good as it gets for rock and roll Romeo.
And the truth that's true,
And you can see them out on the street, trying to figure out what it all means, when they try to make their lives complete in the safety of their dreams, by putting their arms around the one that got away. Oh, you should have seen the one that got away. Oh, you should have seen the one What have you done for me lately? I hear it all around the avenue. What have you done for me lately? Is how old friends show their gratitude. Just when you need a little support, their faces get long and their memories get short. What have you done for me lately? Lately I've been doing without you. She was young and beautiful and drowning. I was the only hero in the crowd. Gave her artificial respiration, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Took her home and dried her out. I gave her a lot of chicken soup and chocolate. I tucked her into a feather bed, nursed her through the night, and with the morning light, she rolled over, looked up at me, and said, what have you done for me lately? Lately I've been doing without you. What have you done for me lately? Don't let me be misconstrued. Cast your bread on the water. What do you get? Some hard luck story, and your bread gets wet. What have you done for me lately? 'Cause lately I've been doing without you.
Jimmy Enger on the piano, Jim Rothermel on the reeds there.
Gonna tell everybody I see just how much you mean to me. I'm your boy and I'm gonna talk about the beautiful way you walk and make everybody sad and blue, 'cause they can't spend their lives with you. Tell all the fish in the deep blue sea, tell all the boats in the Queen's Navy. Say it real quiet, say it out loud, say it in private, say it in a crowd. Read it to the blind and show it to the deaf, and look in the mirror and tell myself that no one has ever known a love so true. One of these days, to find a way to tell you, baby, you're the girl I love. Oh, tell everybody I see just how much you mean to me. Travel this world from pole to pole, telling them all about your beautiful soul. And to whom it may concern, all those other boys will have to wait their turn. Say it every night, every day of the year, and say it to people who don't want to hear it. Tell all the birds way up in the trees, tell it to the judge, the chief of police, tell all those I told your souls just where they can pin that roll. Tell a good book up on the shelf, and at the risk of repeating myself, no one has ever known a love so true. And one of these days, whatever I do, well, I'm gonna have to find a way to tell you, baby, you're the girl I love.
Somebody wanted old Smoothies, huh? All right. This must be the only town to sing that in. We'll get it. My grandparents used to take us down to the ice skating show at the hockey rink at the stadium when the Blackhawks were on the roll. We would cheer for the clowns in the costumes and the beautiful figure ballets of the former Olympic champions as they'd spin on the frozen spray. But there was one moment in that whole spectacular show when the band would strike up a quiet waltz and they turn all the lights down low. Oh, Smoothies, two old people on skates,
sequin septuagenarians doing their figure eights. How they'd glide around the arena, so serene and sublime. They had been the old Smoothies for a long, long time. Where did they get the stamina? How did they stay in shape? I know that took a lion's share of liniment, pride, and taste. Now my grandparents smiled as the Smoothies would glide and pirouette. Then Grandma reached for my grandpa's hand, and Grandma's eyes got wet. Spotlight followed the Smoothies till they circled the ice and bowed. That must have been 20 years ago, and I can see it now. Old Smoothies, two old people on skates, sequin septuagenarians doing their figure eights. How they glide around the arena, so serene and sublime. They had been the old Smoothies for a long, long time.
Some of these just fade out, so we won't pretend that they have endings. We'll just go till we get to when it ends. I gotta do a hillbilly song, folks. Songs for down here where these songs belong. This is an old Leroy Van Dyke song. There was a boy in Arkansas wouldn't listen to his ma when she told him that he ought to go to school. He'd sneak away in the afternoon to take a little walk, and pretty soon he'd find him at the local auction barn. He'd sit and listen carefully, and pretty soon he began to see how the auctioneer could talk so rapidly. He said, "Oh, my steward, I gotta learn that auction cry, gotta make my mark and be an auctioneer. $25 bidder now, $30, 30 bidder, give me 30, make it 30 bidder more, $30 bidder, give me 30, and who bidder, $30 bidder. $30 bidder now, 35 bidder, give me 35, we'll make it 35 bidder, 35, and who bidder, $35 bid. Time went on and he didn't rest, and everybody saw that he didn't jest. He practiced calling bids every night and day. His daddy could find him out behind the barn just working up an awful storm. He tried to imitate the auctioneer. Then Dad said, "Son, we can't stand to have a mediocre man selling things at auction using our good name. I'll send you off to the auction school, and then you be nobody's fool, and you could take your place among the best. $35 bidder now, $40, 40 bidder, give me 40, make it 40 bidder, $40 bidder, give me 40, and who bidder, $40 bid. $40 bidder now, 45 bidder, give me 45, I'll make it 45 bidder, 45, and who bidder, $45 bid. From that boy that went to school, there grew a man who played it cool, and he came home a full-fledged auctioneer. And the people came from miles around to hear him make that rhythmic sound that filled their hearts with such a happy cheer. His fame spread out from shore to shore, and he had all he could do and more. He had to buy a plane to get around. Well, he was the best in all the land. Everybody gave that sucker a hand, and he was the best hillbilly auctioneer. $45 bidder now, $50, 50 bidder, give me 50, make it 50 bidder, $50, wait a minute, 50, $50 bid. Oh, $50 bidder now, 55 bidder, give me 55, make it 55 bidder, 55, sold that hog for 50, sold that hog for 50, sold that hog for $50 bid. hate songs about the road, you know, because who cares? But I wrote this up in Indianapolis, Indiana. That was easy for me to say. I always get to say the words right when they're on the radio. I said Indianapolis. That sounded good. I don't want to go back there. Well, this is my Mel Tillis imitation, right? This is for the quality courts in Indianapolis. This hotel room has got a lot of stuff. It's got a laundry bag and a shoe shine cloth, 32 hangers and a touch-tone phone with a light that goes on when I'm not home. I'm not home. I'm not home. The light goes on when I'm not home. They've got an air conditioner for when I'm hot. They've got a radiator for when I'm not. They got 2 big chairs that sit side by side with a Holy Bible and a TV guide. They got the TV guide, TV guide. Great God Almighty, it's a TV guide. Second-story view that goes from curb to curb. They got a sign that says, please don't disturb. They've got a monogram towel and a bucket of ice. They've got a chest of drawers and a mirror that lies. A mirror that lies, a mirror that lies. That can't be me in the gorilla disguise. They've got a room service menu for food and drink, a porcelain throne, an aluminum sink, 2 big pillows to rest my head. They got the magic fingers on a king-size bed. And first you put in the quarter, shut off the light. The magic fingers make you feel alright, feel alright, feel alright. The magic fingers make you feel alright, feel alright, feel alright. The magic fingers make you feel alright. Now this old hotel is alright with me. They pay the postage if you lose the key. The hotel room got a lot of stuff, but I believe I've had enough. And I called my baby, said don't you pal, I will pack up my bag and I'll be checking out just as soon as you hang up the telephone. Stick a candle in the window, I'm coming home, and I'm coming home, coming home. Put a candle in the window, I'm coming home. Well, I'm coming home, and I'm coming home. Put a candle in the window, I'm coming home. Thank you, folks. Well, we have it's a song for my father. His name was Joseph Goodman. He lived in Chicago. He was an automobile salesman. Good gig. He used to have to go down to Sharkskin Alley. That's what they call the automobile agency. More double knit suits there per square inch than anywhere else in the world. I miss the old man tonight, and I wish that he was here with me. With his corny jokes and his cheap cigars, he could look you in the eye and sell you a car. That's not an easy thing to do, but no one ever knew a more charming creature upon this earth than my old man. He was a pilot in the big war for the U.S. Army Air Corps in his C-47 with a heavy load of combat cargo for the Burma Road. And after they dropped the bomb, he went home and married Mom. And it wasn't long after that he was my old man. And oh, the fights that we had when my brother and I got him mad. He'd get all boiled up and he'd start to shout. And I knew what was coming, so I tuned him out. And now the old man's gone, and I would give all I own to hear what he said when I wasn't listening to my old man. And I miss the old man tonight. I can almost see his face. He was always trying to watch his weight. He only made it to 58. And for the first time since he died, late last night I cried. I wondered when I was gonna do that for my old man.
Oh, is it good?
All right, thank you.
We have to say hello to Margaret, folks, out there over the airwaves. Here is a song for Margaret. She's too far away to hear, though. She's in Mike Smith's mind. Yeah, somewhere. It's a guy named Mike Smith wrote a song called The Dutchman. We'll try and play it for you now. The Dutchman's not the kind of man who keeps his thumb jammed in the dam that holds his dreams in. That's a secret only Margaret knows. When Amsterdam is golden in the summer, Margaret brings him breakfast and she believes him. He thinks that the tulips bloom beneath the snow. He's mad as he could be, but Margaret only sees that sometimes. Sometimes she sees her unborn children in his eyes. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. The Dutchman still wears wooden shoes, and his cap and coat are patched with the love that Margaret sewed there. Sometimes he thinks he's still in Rotterdam, and he watches tugboats down canals and calls out to them when he thinks he knows the captain. Margaret comes to take him home again, through the unforgiving streets that trip him though she holds his arm. Sometimes he thinks he's alone and calls her name. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. the winter whirls, the windmills round, she winds his muffler tighter. They sit in the kitchen. Some tea with whiskey keeps away the dew. Then he sees her for a moment, calls her name, and she makes the bed up, singing some old love song. Margaret learned it when it was very new. She hums a line or two, they hum together in the dark. And the Dutchman falls asleep and Margaret blows the candles out. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuyder Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuyder Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me.
Return tonight?
We'll introduce everybody in the band, folks. Back there on the piano, played with Martha Reeves, Yvonne Elliman, Maria Muldaur, Jimmy Enger on the piano, folks. The other keyboards, percussion, and great vocals, it's Amy Madigan. Back on the drums, from Garfield, New Jersey, my main man, Peter Bunetta. From a little to the left of downtown Omaha, Nebraska, Rick the Cheese Chudacoff on the bass. From the same side of the tracks in Omaha, Nebraska, my man Arno Lucas on the conga drums. And from Virginia, yes, Santa Claus, there is a Virginia. Played on 2 of my albums, and one I made with John Prine, and toured for 4 years with Jesse Colin Young. Played with Van Morrison, and it's Jim Rothermel on all the reeds. All right. We want to thank Damien and Patty and everybody at HFS for having us. Riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central, Monday morning rain. 15 cars and 15 restless riders, 3 conductors and 25 sacks of mail. Out on the southbound Odyssey, the train pulls out of Kankakee, and it rolls past houses and farms and bees, passing towns that have no name, and freight yards full of old black men, in the graveyard of the rusted automobiles, singing good morning America, how are you? Yeah, don't you know me, I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans, and I'll be gone 500 miles someday is done. And I was dealing cards with the old men in the club car, and it's penny a point, ain't nobody keeping score. Just pass that paper bag that holds the bottle, you can feel the wheels grumbling beneath the floor. And the sons of Pullman porters and the sons of engineers ride their daddy's magic carpets made of steam. And mothers with the babes asleep go rocking to the gentle beat, and the rhythm of the rails is all they dream. Just a singing good morning America, how are you? Yeah, don't you know me, I'm your native son. I'm the
train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles till day is done. All right. It's nighttime on the city of New Orleans, changing cars in Memphis, Tennessee. Halfway home and we'll be there by morning, through the Mississippi darkness rolling to the sea. All the towns and people seem to fade into a bad dream, and the steel rails still ain't heard the news. The conductor sings that song again, its passengers, so please refrain, this train has got the disappearing railroad blues. Singing good night America, how are you? Yeah, don't you know me, I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when day is done. Just singing good night America, how are you? Yeah, don't you know me, I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. And I'll be gone a long, long time when day is done.
Thank you very much. Here's a song that we made up for the corner of 42nd and 8th Street in New York City for all the different sorts of Homo sapiens that walk by there. And an odd lot. Okay, Peter.
Street. That's where the elite all retreat to greet. You can see them coming from everywhere. Every kind of man and woman you will find there. There are men who love women who love men. There are women who love women every now and then. There are men who love men because they can't pretend. They are men who love women who love men. Now there are those who make love for pay, and there are those who make love anyway. Over in the bar with a bottle of scotch, there are those who would rather just watch all the men who love women who love men. And the women who love women every now and then. There are men who love men because they can't pretend. They are men who love women who love men. There are those who make love to machines that don't talk back and are easy to clean. And there are those who will tell you out loud that they can only make love in a crowd of men who love women who love men. And women who love women every now and then. There are men who love men because they can't pretend. They are men who love women who love men. In the pursuit of true love's joy, boys will be girls and girls will be boys. But sometimes it's hard to know what to do when you don't know
you, folks. I went back. Yeah, there we go. Well, every now and then, Nancy Goodman lets me out of the house for a month so I can go tour. It's like letting a dog out. Hey, well, go for a walk. Right? Yeah. Yeah. But sooner or later, I get back there. We got to sing her a shuffle anyhow. We come from Chicago, so if we can't play a shuffle, we better, if you don't, it's like being in the union. If you ain't working Saturday night and New Year's Eve, you got to tear up your card. Hey. At least, why is the band laughing? All right. Yeah. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
We had a city hall wedding, and our friends all laughed. And then they started betting on how long it'd last. Well, some give it a week, some give it a year. Now the honeymoon is over, we're still here. And I gotta hand it to you, babe. You changed my life. I never thought any woman would ever be my wife. Oh, I gotta give credit where the credit is due. Oh, now that I've said it, gotta hand it to you. We started out together when we made a big hole. That what was good for one will be good for both. Throw in the towel, spell his and hers. Oh, we might have done better, but we could have done worse. And I gotta hand it to you, babe. You changed my life. I never thought any woman would ever be my wife. I gotta give credit. Well, the credit is due. Now that I said it, oh, I got to hand it to you. All right, sit it down. Credit is due. Now that I said it, I gotta hand it to you. Yes, 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 I got to hand it. I gotta hand it. Never thought any woman would ever be my wife. And I gotta give credit. Well, the credit is due. Now that I said it, I gotta hand it to you. All right. Got to give credit where credit is due.
Now that I said it, gotta hand it to you. Yeah, I gotta hand it to you, baby. Change my life.
Change my life.
Be my wife.
Be my wife.
Got to give the credit where the credit is due. Say one more.
Hand it to you. Change my life. You know
well, we just gotta bring it on. Thanks kindly.
Wow. What is Seek Your Beauty? Wow. We can wear these things and go rob banks. This is great. This is beautiful. Oh, man. Look at, oh. Yeah, something else they can't see on the radio, right? Would you buy a used folk song from this man? That's what I want to know. Sure. Hey, are the Roches around? Were you able to find them?
Sure.
Hey, are the Roches up there? Yeah, well, you come down here right now, okay, please? These girls sing great. I couldn't breathe, okay? Or I would have worn anything, I promise. It's just, little stuff like taking in O2 and letting out CO2 that was getting in the way of me wearing that thing. Come on now, girls. I said your names. You gotta get down there. Terre and Maggie and Suzzy, they gotta get down there. Just come on right on out and join us. Back in 1899, when everybody sang Old Lang Syne, 100 years was a long, long time for every boy and girl
Now there's only one thing I would like to know, and that's where did the 20th century go? Well, I swear it was here just a minute ago. All over this world, and now the 20th century is almost over. Almost over, almost over. The 20th century is almost over. All over this world. Now every winter's getting colder and summer's getting hotter. Wishing well is wishing for another drop of water. Mother Earth's blushing, somebody caught her making love to the man in the moon. How you gonna keep 'em down on the farm now that outer space has lost its charm? Somebody set off the burglar alarm, and it's not a moment too soon, because the 20th century is yes, it's almost over, almost over. The 20th century is almost over, all over this world. Say, does anyone remember the Great Depression? I read all about it in True Confessions, and I was late for the recording session, 'cause somebody put me on hold. Has anybody seen my linoleum floors? Petroleum jelly and 2 world wars. They all got caught in the revolving doors. And it's all over this world. The 20th century is almost over, almost over, almost over. The 20th century is almost over, all over this world. Now, oh, by the time he's got his toes a tapping, he's standing in the window, grumbling and a-rapping. Everybody's waiting for something to happen. Tell me if it happens to you. The judgment day is getting nearer. There it is in the rearview mirror. If you duck down, I can see a little clearer. And it's all over this world now, the 20th. Oh, I tell you, it's almost over. The 20th century is all over, and it's all over this world.
Well, here's our favorite Bobby Lewis tune, folks.
I couldn't sleep at all last night, just a thinking of you. Baby, things weren't right. Then you got me tossing and turning, got me turning and tossing, got me tossing and turning. I kicked the blankets on the floor, turned my pillow upside down. I never did before. You got me tossing and turning, got me turning and tossing, tossing and turning. Jumped out of bed, turned on the light, pulled down the shade, went to the kitchen for a light. Roll up the shade, turn off the light, jump back in the bed. It was the middle of the night. Downstairs was striking 4, and I couldn't get you off my mind. Heard the milkman at the door. You got me tossing and turning, got me turning and tossing. I was tossing and turning. gets you off my mind. Ain't that the milkman at the door? What am I doing? Tossing and turning, I was turning and turning, tossing and turning, yeah, I was tossing and turning, tossing and turning, I was
Thank you, folks. Thanks for coming tonight. Thanks to Sept and to the Roches for a nice set. Good night.